Hello, everybody. Happy holidays, first of all, of everyone. I haven't made a video. You all know probably from Facebook. Kind of like a stay away. I have some things to be done to me. It's a personal stuff. I need to reflect on it. But I was looking at the astrology charts in the past of what's going on, what triggers everything. Um, if you watched earlier, what I did is I made a lot of videos about Uranus and what Uranus is going to do, what the things are. And Uranus is the last retrograde in Aries. And we are in this process right now of this last retrograde. We are in this situation of to it, and a lot of the inner work that needs to be done, the finalization part of this inner work that was for the past quite a few years, ever since Uranus entered Aries. um, it's coming into its own end. It's the part that you have to do your inner self-evaluation, and it's require you to be alone. It requires you to be by yourself, you to be uh, in this portion of self-evaluation process without outside interference, without anything that goes on. Basically, the part of personal exile from everything and anything. Um, this current energy that it actually exists about Uranus is about the last cardinal changes in soul, what you need to do. Uranus represents the energy coming in from the universe into us. And that energy has been pretty well for the past five years, I would say. It was very intense in the moment. It was very gracious, and this part of Uranus and Venus retrograde was kind of like a breaking off apart. And right now, the way the situation is the moment. Um, we have this portion that Venus it still is in Scorpio, but Uranus it's continued to be a retrograde. He's going to be retrograde until January 6th. And this part of inner work, either self-evaluation, is going to be continued until that time. That is the part when this self-evaluation in soul will happen to you. Where the isolation is coming from, though? The isolation is coming from Saturn. Saturn, um, that right now it's giving you this sextile with Neptune. That is the inner visions of. You have to be able to see the visions for yourself. It's by yourself. It's not about someone to do it. Just to remind you, Saturn is the teacher. Saturn represents the parts that you refuse to see, the secrets, the inner parts of you. They're hidden. It represents also your shadow work. And we have this triggers right now because the sun is triggering Uranus on a very good position. And if you look at it, the sun it's in Capricorn, which is cardinal sign, but the Uranus it's at the end of Aries, and this is why this is a very good part of the cardinal changes that we need to do, require us for in the soul. Uranus is about to exile the last parts of Aries. He's finished his mission in Aries. Those are the process of cardinal changes in soul. For those who's awakened, that's gonna be the time for a self-evaluation. And during the holiday season right now, the best thing for you is don't ask yourself what's going on, what is this isolation, what is this sadness, what is these energies. ask yourself what you did in the past 5 years and what you did not did. The reason for this is once Uranus begins back to be direct, it's going to create the actions. Those actions will actually lead us to the time that we have to complete what we have to complete. After that, Uranus is going to be in March. I will show you later on. In March, Uranus is going to move in Taurus. And when Uranus is going to do in Taurus is you're going to be served for what you deserve. That is the universe is going to begin to materialize the parts of what you've been working so hard on yourself. This is going to be the time when the things are going to be done properly, but also there's going to be a lot of things that they've been created as a false, as not real, and they're going to begin to demolish. And that information, that parts inside of it right now, it's in process of inner work that goes on, and that is the energy right now that kind of like a walk in. It's kind of like to prepare you for this shift. This shift is gonna take like 3-4 months. We are currently, we are in December. You're gonna see in March when Uranus is gonna move, then it's gonna move that transitions, and we during this period we're going to have a lot of changes and a lot of understanding. But the most important right now is this period of the holidays. So I will go ahead and make the changes here of what is going to happen. As you look at January 5th, that's going to be the last day when Uranus is going to be retrograde. Very important day. Those going to be the last days when you're going to be receiving the messages for you, the messages in the soul. Those going to be those messages that comes in for your personal journey. Uranus is not going to be retrograde for a very long time. Most of us, we're not going to be even exist for the next time Uranus is going to be present this part. We are going to be able to get the similar energy when the moon on a planet comes in Aries, and we're going to be able to kind of like remind you ourselves about this energy. That's going to be the moon. When it goes around, it's going to trigger those energies like a reminder of things that you need to do. That's why the moon job it is to remind you of unfinished business that you have. But the energy itself as a Uranus under retrograde is going to be very powerful. Once that shift into the direct, which is going to be on the January 6th, that energy will automatically change. So it. And we were going to be looking at new experiences here. As you see it, Uranus is in 28 degrees, almost 29. It's at 29 degrees of Scorpio's Venus. What is that got to do with it? It's going to be a lot of changes of understanding, using your intuition of what you need to do now. You learn your lessons. That was a Venus in Scorpio. You learn your situations. You learned how you need to react and what you need to remove from your life. That was the most important part of Venus retrograde to happen in this previous period. And during the holidays, using that energy and knowing the things, focus on yourself, how you're going to enter the new year, how you're going to enter the new parts. I will be probably making a video about the things that's going on and the new year 2019 astrology wise, but that is a process that is going to begin and it's gonna shift over and over and over. And when the sun is gonna move into Aquarius, you're gonna see in that video that I'm gonna make, you will see there's gonna be something very powerful, because the new revolutions comes in, but evolutions inside of you. There's gonna be a process when they begin once the sun begin to enter Aquarius. So I'm gonna be talking about this later on, but not for right now. Right now, the processes of that Uranus. So this sadness energy is gonna be gone after the January 6th. Once that energy shift is gonna be moved, that energy is gonna take off. The train is gonna move. It's not gonna be sit in the same spot anymore, and the train will be leaving the station. Whoever is on the train is on the train. Whoever is not, it will stay in the same place they were. And that moving, that part of Uranus is going to shift. And during shift, you all know what's going on. There is intense energies, there is intense pressures, there is a lot of inner parts inside of us when either they move us forward or they push us back. You have to sit and realize what you've been done in the past 5 years when Uranus was in Aries, and that will help you to reevaluate yourself as the further actions as Uranus comes into Taurus. During the Uranus in Taurus, we're expecting a lot of things to be demolished, but a lot of new things to be built. The world to be put in the right place, in the right situations, according to the universe. And every so often years when Uranus is in Taurus, it brings a lot of growth, but also brings a lot of destructions. So we're looking at the new things to happen, the new things to coming up into. But what does that mean personally to you? If you're not awakened, you're probably those energies, they're not gonna matter to you. But if you're awakened person, those is gonna be the part when you're gonna be finally you're gonna be materializing the things that you came for. You're gonna be creating the things that you came for. It's gonna be a lot of new inventions popped out. There's gonna be some whole new world created within Taurus, specifically to fix the part in the art. But that also is going to be trigger a lot of issues. That's going to be the issues that comes in as the terrible two personality. These things are mine. I don't let it go. You owe me things that belong to me. That's going to be the part of the Taurus who holds to everything. Some of the people will feel that energy of, you know what, you're not required with me, so you know what, stay away from me. The Taurus has a one thing that it takes a time until that they get aggravated with someone, but also Taurus is famously known about that once they decide they want to remove someone from their life, it's basically forever. And there's gonna be some these energies inside of you that you're gonna be able to remove the things that you need to remove from your life in order you to remove forward, you to be on the real part. To remind you that Taurus is also about reality, something that needs to be exist, has to be touched, has to be physically present. But the Taurus and retrograde planet in there, and specifically Uranus when it's there, is to focus us, our spirituality, to be focused on making the better world into the material world, which is gonna bring much more better things for us. But for right now, during this holiday season, please find yourself a time to be a quiet. Find yourself a places where you don't have to be distracted from no one, and reevaluate your past 5-6 years. A lot of you probably are forced to be alone. A lot of you probably feel like this pressure that whatever you try to, you are still alone. You are alone for that reason. You are alone for that reason, you are sad about these things because of what happened to the past 5-6 years. Make your evaluation, because that's what that energy of the retrograde Uranus does it right now. Sooner or later, the thing's gonna be get better. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you have a happy holidays. Whatever you are celebrating, be with your family, be love for yourself, and go and do your inner work. It's important to you, because your inner work is most important for not only the people there as your family, but everybody else that is around you. Thank you so much, and be love.